Um, Good morning, Kibanya Africanacity patients. My name is George Kibanya. Today is my birthday, and I'm celebrating my birthday in my rural area. Famously, we call it Ocha. Now, I'm celebrating my birthday today with the remembrance of the Solai Patel Dam victims. 2018, 5 years ago. So many things have happened 5 years ago. One of the things that have happened is that this locality has changed. 7 kilometers behind me is where that dam burst, and 7 million liters flew down through the faults of Rift Valley. Now, it is not known exactly. Only God knows how many people lost their lives. But media and social media in Kenya report 48 lives were lost. 48 are the documented deaths that we actually witnessed at that particular time. But many more actually died, including young children. I personally treated people of Jigas in that particular area around 5 years ago. And all of those people who are living in a village near that dam called Energy actually lost their lives. You can see business as usual here as people are going around their businesses. You can see some ladies here harvesting beans. You can actually show the ladies, sir. You can show the ladies. They're here harvesting beans behind me, as you can see. I'm at a junction here. One junction goes, as I said, 7 kilometers to where the dam actually broke out. And as you can see, there are several motorbikes going around their business, selling tomatoes and beans and all that. There's another one that actually goes to Tiameda mountain all the way, as you can see behind me, very far. And you can also see another one entering here. This is going to Banita Majani Mingi, Marigat, in this area. And then you can also see this one that is going actually to my home, and all the way to Roiro River. So all I want to take you through today is what these people have been going through. If you can remember, that tragedy left many people homeless and left many people dead. Children, men, and women actually died in that particular tragedy. Now, an initiative was launched by, among others, Safaricom and Red Cross, and some homesteads were actually rebuilt. I remember that time, this particular area, we were in Nakuru district. We have now been shifted to Rongai district. As you can see where I'm standing, is the boundary between Rongai constituency and Subukia constituency. Sorry for the noise. I think going on here. But all I want to tell you is that after the tragedy, things have changed around here. People have actually learned how to live far away from that dam. If you look at those mountains behind me, where the embankment dam was actually located, behind me you can see mountains there, and that's what we call the Aberdare ranges. That's where the dam was actually located, and you can see all this distance. The water could not come this way because we are on a higher ground. So people have lived now to actually be able to build their homes on higher grounds. And as you know, the government has been sensitizing people on not encroaching riverbeds. In this place where I come from, we have what we call the Rift Valley faults. You remember the Mai Mahiu incident, where we were saying that Africa is separating. It is the same faults that are actually in my area today. You'll be shocked. One day you build your house, and then the next one morning you'll be able to see a fault in between your house that you actually built, and you'll not be able to use that house any longer. That is where some bodies actually sank into when the tragedy happened. Um, and it went all the way from around 10 kilometers, 30 kilometers from here, all the way to a place called, a place called Kisanana in Baringo Central. And there are bodies that actually sank in those particular faults. The faults, by the way, are not that bad. The faults can be used for tourism purposes. You can be able to get into one fault and then maneuver yourself all the way to Menengai crater near Nakuru, which is now on my left hand, and you'll be able to actually use this place for tourism purposes. So it is very much possible. Always ensure, we always ensure that they are safe, they are rid of snakes, and some of them are so deep. During the colonial times or in 1970s, you could actually throw in a dead cow inside that fault, and you could not hear it landing to the bottom. You could only hear a sound like a mosquito flying. So that tells you that the faults are so much down there, and therefore, well, we will not try to predict doom that one day we shall be having an eruption, a volcanic eruption, but those faults for now can be used for commercial purposes. As you can see, the area is quite busy, so we keep on moving. So that we don't interrupt the business that is going on here. But as you can see, we have come from very far, and I think this is an area that one very productive. It is on the leeward side of the Aberdare, and the Aberdare, the mountains I showed you up there are actually the mountains where the Aberdare ranges are, and that's the windward side. So we are in the leeward side. So sometimes we have good harvest, sometimes we don't, but we don't miss food to eat. And as you can see, we have actually planted trees all the way. People have done very good efforts of planting trees, as you can see. There are trees all over. This is bougainvillea, very nice for attracting rain. And elsewhere, I can see trees. Contrary to when I came to this particular place in 1976, all the way from across the border. So, as you can see, this is an area that is productive, and therefore losing 48 people at a particular time, that particular time was actually a big tragedy, a very big tragedy. I went to school here, around 6 kilometers from here is where I went to school, all the way to finished my primary school, went to Gilgil, near here, around 50, 70 kilometers from here, and all the way now to the university. So I know this place. I'm conversant with every section of every part of this country, of this area. This place is called Roiro in Nyandarua Progressive Agencies Farm, and therefore, what I would like to, during my birthday today, I would like to tell you that that tragedy actually affected our area so much negatively that even today we all sleep scared. That's similar, because there are some dams that remain. They could actually break their banks and actually get us. But we took precautions from them. So whether these people will be compensated as the controversy is raging on, or they will not be compensated, I can assure you that we have taken precautions and have learned our lessons, and we are able to actually move on. So the controversy aside, we can be able to ensure that we take precautions, and we actually ensure that we are safe always, us and our children. The area has grown. We have brought in power. I remember this power. Um, um, I applied for power some four or so years ago, and I went to the Kenya Power and Lighting in Nakuru and put in an application. And one guy in a motorcycle came to my home, did an analysis, and then told me that I would need 300,000 shillings to actually be able to get power from the local primary school. You remember the program from the government where primary schools were being fixed with power? We wanted to take advantage of that and get power to our area. Of course, I was doing it with the local Kenya Power guy who comes from my area. And when I applied, and I was told that I needed 300,000, I asked, since I do not have 300,000 shillings, then what would I do? So they told me to go and get signatures of about 20 people who own land in this particular area. And you can imagine how many cups of tea I took in 20 or so homes around this area in a particular day. Then they all signed up on a fool's cup. I took that back to Kenya Power, and believe you me, that is where the power came from. Now we can be able to enjoy power, going all the way to my home and all the way to Roiro River homesteads around there, and also all the way to Kiameda Mountain. This way, as you can see, power has gone to to all those areas. Now, the next project that we need to explore is the issue of water. Water is a big problem in this particular area. The only solution that has been found to work is actually digging boreholes. And we are looking for donors and investors who can be able to help us to get water to this particular area. We can do many things with water, including even packing water, drinking water, and selling. We can actually do irrigation. We can actually do dairy farming. We can do a lot. As you can see, this place is not that dry. You can see it's a green area, so we can do even irrigation and be able to get crops and vegetables to sell and even to consume for ourselves in this particular area. Apart from that, drinking water, so that we get drinking water and we are able to do well. So as I conclude this video, I want to let you know that my birthday today has been used to remember the 48 people who lost their lives and those many others who are not traced during that particular tragedy. And pray God that one day they will get their justice, that one day they will be able to get a reprieve from what they went through. Thank you so much and goodbye.